All right. Hopefully this works. I'm on my laptop over here to record, but I'm on my girlfriend's computer to do the interviews here. I'm going to just share my screen and dive in and get this interview started. It's a little bit updated. We have three on, it looks like. Cool. And we'll go ahead and get started here. Sweet. Okay, sweet. So, hello there and welcome. It's great to finally put a face with a name. My name is Brian Hudson. I'm the district manager here for our company. At the moment, you are muted, but don't worry, that is on my end. So about that, we'll get started in just a moment here. And before we begin, there are a couple quick questions I'd like you to answer, which I'll share them on the screen here in just a moment, and then take a few moments to work on answering them in the chat box. I'll turn off my audio and video. That way there's no feedback coming in from my end. And we'll get started here in just a few moments. So the questions I'd like you to answer, let me go ahead and share my screen. Give me a thumbs up if you are able to see the slides I just shared. All right, perfect. And the questions I'd like you to answer, pretty simple. First question is just a brief intro of yourself. Okay, include things like your name, where you're from, what you like to do. Second question is what's the number one thing aside from money that you're looking for in a new position? And then lastly, third and final question is what is your biggest strength? So take a few moments to work on answering those. Again, I'll turn off my audio and video. That way there's no feedback coming in from my end. And we'll get started here in just a few moments. All right, so during this time, I would, in a couple minutes, I'll connect with each of them individually. And then usually anyone that is not here, I would text, be like, hey, like especially like motion, text be like, hey, so you're on, I having trouble logging on or whatever it is. So, but I'm gonna go grab my chargers so my either laptop won't die. During this time, um, I also just take a picture of who's on that I remember what they look like when I go to post them. Right, and then it's been a couple of minutes, so I just look at the responses. Then I try to connect with each of them individually. So from Donia, walking, reading, singing, cool, hanging out with friends and family, looking to gain more experience, also go over my people skills. Cool. Pretty good at getting along with anybody. Work well both independently and in group. Perfect. So say hi, Deanna. To you. Great to see that you work well. See, it's great to see you're looking to gain experience. A message to them directly. And I'm going to grab my water real quick. All right, we are going to get started. Let's see. Pull this down a little bit so I can see the message here. Perfect. And we will get started here. All right, we'll go and get started. Welcome and nice to meet you again. Like I said, my name is Brian. I'm the district manager here for our company, and our time on here today is actually designed not to be super long. It's actually going to be split into a couple of different parts here. The first part of our call is like a basic introductory. I'll give you a brief overview of what the position is. Tell you a little more about like who we are, what we do, and what we're about. And then part two here, we'll go through all of the specific details of the position. We'll cover things like the pay, the training, the schedules, and all of that. And then lastly, part three, for select applicants, we'll get the chance to connect one-on-one. You can certainly ask any questions you still have. I'll have a couple questions, and at that point, we'll decide if it's a good fit for you as well as for us here. So my light is flickering, so whoops. Let me switch my camera back here. Hopefully my light stops flickering. But anyway, so like I said, well, a couple of different parts of the interview process, right? Part one, just a brief introductory call. Part two, we'll go through the main details of the position. Part three, we'll have a final one-on-one, make sure all of your questions are answered. We'll have a couple questions. And like I said, at that point, we'll decide if it's a good fit for you as well as for us. Now, just so you know, there actually are a couple of present on here today for the initial call, which I can see and chat with each of you. You can just see and chat with myself. And we do it this way mainly just due to the number of applicants that we've had applying with us recently. We simply don't have enough time to meet with each person individually. So again, I can see and chat with each of you. However, you can just see and chat with myself. So for that reason, all of you are muted. That way, there's not a bunch of noise happening on my end. But like I said, I can see and chat with each of you here directly. Okay, so Deanna and Julia, great to finally put a face with a name. Okay. Now, a couple of things that I would definitely recommend before we begin here to be able to get the most out of our time here today. First and foremost is to take notes. Okay, we do cover quite a bit of information, so you want to make sure that you have the ability to be able to take notes. Just in addition to that, obviously, if you are accepted for a position, you want to make sure that you have all their information for training as well. So whether that's pen or paper or something on your laptop, either works good. Just make sure to have a way to take notes. Perfect, Julia. That looks good. Pen and paper there. Awesome. Second, as far as any questions go, jot those on down for now. You can cross them off as we go. And if for whatever reason that myself or the videos happen to miss something, then during your final one-on-one, you can certainly ask any question that you still have. And then lastly here, just understand that first impressions do matter. So make sure that you are presenting yourself to the best of your ability, right? Like make sure that you're on camera, you're being attentive, taking this seriously. Looks like both of you are already doing that. So that's already, you guys are already off to a good start there. So I just do want to mention that though. So with that, I don't know why the slide's not working. It hasn't been working all day. But with that, let's go ahead and dive in. Again, the company that you're applying for is called Vector Marketing and Cutco Cutlery. Vector started back in the 1980s and is the marketing side for the product Cutco Cutlery. Okay, so they're sister companies, right? Cutco is the product we work with. Vector is the marketing side to it, and Cutco is based in Olean, New York. Cutco is the number one rated knife brand in North America, like kitchen cutlery brand in North America. And we do over $300 million in sales annually with over 300 offices nationwide. Okay, so I'll talk a little bit more about like Cutco here in just a moment. If you're already familiar with it, awesome. If not, no big deal at all. But like I said, Cutco is the product that we work with. And if you already know it, great. If not, no big deal at all. I'll talk a little more about that here in just a few moments. Okay, so the position that you're applying for is an entry-level customer sales and service position. And basically, it's a sales representative role. And what our team gets paid to do is pretty simple. Okay, so they get paid to meet with customers. All right, whether that's done virtually or in person. Walk through the details of the product we work with again. So walking through the details of what Cutco is, answering any questions that it might have, and helping them place orders. Okay, so it doesn't get too much more complicated than that. So it is pretty simple. Okay. Now, as far as our team goes, we do have a great team here in Western New York, and we actually are one of the top teams here in the division as well. And our sales representatives, they are predominantly college students. Okay, so this here is our team. We have a great team. All right, we are a college student company. So you see our team here as well. This is our team. Again, we have a great team. We've got a fun team. They always like to have a blast. And kind of like as you're going through the pictures, right? What you'll probably notice is everyone looks like they're having a good time, right? They're fun, upbeat environment that we have, we just have an overall great team. Everyone's positive, smiling. Okay, so yeah, our team has a blast here. Okay. By the way, the position is pretty sweet. We recently got rated by College Magazine a couple years ago as the #1 job for college students to work during break, which is pretty cool. Okay. And keep in mind, though, that we don't just exclusively work with college students. They do make up the vast majority of our team here. But we obviously don't work with just college students, as we also work with career professionals that work with us full time. And this is what they do as a living. And we also work with individuals that are just looking for some like part-time or supplemental work as well. Okay, so we have a lot of great people on our team from different backgrounds and walks of life. But regardless of where somebody's at, the qualities of like what we look for in an applicant are always consistent and, in my opinion, pretty simple. Okay, and it really comes down to a couple main things in terms of like what we look for in an applicant. First is we look for those that are able to build a relationship with other people while demonstrating a product. Okay, we also look for positive, upbeat people. So we don't have any Debbie Downers here. We also look for those that have a good work ethic. So someone that not necessarily is working all the time, but those that work hard when they work. And we also look for those that are coachable and those that are wanting to grow their future as well, personally, professionally, and financially. Okay. So those that are looking to grow and become the best version of themselves. So in the chat box, go ahead and let me know which one of those qualities is your best describes you. Okay, so which one of those qualities best describes you? Cool. Wanting to grow for the future. Awesome. Positive person. That's great to hear as well. Cool. All right. So with that, like I said, we do the position itself is pretty simple, as our team gets paid to meet with customers, walk them through the details of the product, answer any questions they have, and help them place orders. Okay, so it doesn't get too much more complicated than that. And like I said, the product that we work with is called Cutco Cutlery. which what Cutco is it's a high-end line of kitchen cutlery products and other things for the home as well. So we have everything from kitchen cutlery, which is our most popular. That's what most people know us for, and that's actually what made us famous is our kitchen cutlery products. So that's what most people know us by. But we have everything from that to pots and pans to flatware to some outdoor hunting tools. We also have some fishing products and gardening products as well, and other accessories for the home. So we have a wide variety of different types of products that we work with. Everything, like I said, from obviously kitchen cutlery to pots and pans to some outdoor products as well. So we have something for everybody here. And the main things to know about like what Cutco is that I'll jot down is I don't know what's up with the side today. So the main things to know about Cutco, number one is that we are based in Olean, New York. So we are American made. Okay. About 90 minutes south of Buffalo. And our team here, we're actually the closest office to the factory. So our team has a hometown, hometown pride sense of feel for our team here, since we're the closest office to the factory, which is cool. But we're American made. We've been around since the 1940s. We're actually in our 75th year in business. And like I said, we are the number one rated kitchen cutlery brand in North America. Okay, we've been rated number one for the past 30 years in a row. And as a company, we do over $300 million in sales annually. Last year, we actually, in 2023, we just had our biggest and best sales year ever. We did over $338 million in company sales, which is pretty good. Okay. And nationwide, we have between 17 to 18 million customers. All right, and that's growing year after year. So each year we have continued to have more and more customers, which is cool and exciting for sure. So we are a growing company. But a big reason as to like why we sell so much and as much as we do is because of the guarantee, which what our guarantee is a forever guarantee. And so what that means is that if anything breaks, needs sharpening, anything like that, it is all covered by the forever guarantee. Okay, so ultimately, Cutco becomes something that people can buy once, use every single day, and never have to replace. So customers absolutely, of course, love that, having a guarantee like that. All right, and just to kind of demonstrate the quality of our products here, these here are our shears. Okay, so they come apart for easy cleaning. And our shears are great for everything from carpets to cardboards, like the hard battery pack plastics to pizzas and everything in between. And just to kind of show you the durability of our products and the quality of our products here, with me, I got good old Abe Lincoln. And it's been a while since Abe has had a haircut. So I'm just going to give a quick trim off the top here. Now you get yourself an at-home corkscrew, which is pretty cool. So pretty neat. And just kind of think to yourself, what do you think a customer's reaction is when they see something like that happening? Right. So if I had to guess, it's probably like, holy cow, like that, that's awesome. I've never seen that before, right? Like they're obviously really impressed. And point being is that we don't necessarily like essentially Cutco sells itself, and we don't necessarily need like a flashy salesman or anything like that. We just need great people on our team to be able to go show our product. Okay. And like I said, Cutco sells itself. So as long as somebody can click around on a website, play a couple of videos, follow the script and smile, they can do this position. It really is that simple. Okay. Now, with that, by the way, our team, they do only work through professional preset appointments where they've spoken to the customer a couple days in advance. So there's no like random like going around like in the neighborhood like knocking on doors like that. We wouldn't do too well. That'd be a little weird as well. But our team, they only work through professional preset appointments where again they've spoken with the customer and they've agreed on the time to meet. Okay, so pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All right. Now, what I have for you is I have a short video from one of our team members. Her name's Marie. She'll give you a little bit more like insight about like who we are, what we do, what we're about. She works with our national team and does part of our training as well. So I think it's like a 7 or 8 minute video. During the video, I'll just mute myself to make sure there's no noises coming in from my end. But to take good notes as she'll give you more insight about like who we are and what we do. So let me get it set up here for you. All right. And like I said, just take good notes and we'll be back shortly.
You want me to tell you everything about Vector in 10 minutes or less?
Now, give me a quick thumbs up if you are able to hear that audio that just came through. I think you heard her talking. Okay, perfect. Cool. So I'll get this playing and then I'll be back.
Okay, I'll try. So, our company is called Vector Marketing Corporation. We were established in 1981 in Olean, New York. All of our kitchen cutlery is manufactured by union workers right here in the USA.
All right, so during this part, I just mute myself.
I
don't even know if you can hear me here, but I just mute myself. That way, I'm not coming through the audio, but I leave myself on camera.
We've won numerous awards for things like culture, work-life balance, great place to work. Proud of that one. Our leaders and alumni are well-known, well-respected, and impacting people all over the globe. They've written best-selling books, become financial experts at a young age, competed in the Olympics, and won. They've started their own companies and industries and have even started charities worldwide. And it all starts with our product, Cutco Cutlery. Cutco is the #1 selling cutlery product in all of North America. Cutco, and I can say this from personal experience as a mom, are the best kitchen knives on planet Earth. And we have the cutting demonstrations to prove it. Our representatives love it. Our millions and millions of customers love it.
Have you continued to buy more knives since that first purchase?
I have. My son started selling them when he was in college too.
This is my, I think, 3rd time.
At least 6.
8 or 9.
Probably going to pick up 1 or 2 today.
So when I heard a couple people like, oh yeah, I've had mine for like 15 years or 20 years or 30 years, I'm like, okay.
All Cutco products are backed by a forever guarantee. So they get passed down like heirlooms to kids and grandkids. Families own Cutco for years and years and years and years and years and years. Every single knife goes through 30 steps in the manufacturing process. And it's not just kitchen stuff. We sell outdoor items, garden, fishing, hunting, barbecue, stuff for mom, stuff for dad, gifts for everybody. And they make world-class business gifts for companies that want to build forever relationships. Our products are unique, so our sales approach has to be unique. The majority of our sales come from doing one-on-one presentations. One rep presenting to one person or married couple, one at a time, not in groups. Presentations take place in either the customer's home or virtual presentations over the phone. That means a customer can ask questions to an authorized company representative while they get to browse through the options. It's like having a personal shopper. It's an incredible experience. Now, new representatives, most of whom have never sold anything before, they get started by presenting Cutco to people that they know, people that they're comfortable with, specifically married couples with kids age 30 and older. Those are the type of people that Cutco is relevant for.
On my initial names list, I have my mom, my dad, my brother, all of my neighbors, all of my friends' parents.
Parents, aunts, uncles. I had every single sports coach I've ever had, dating back to Little League. I had my pastor, I had my youth pastors.
I had my parents' friends, a lot of my parents' friends.
I saw my grandma and I did the presentation for her. And she's this little old lady and she was just so happy just to watch. She let me come hang out with you for a little bit, show you a cool product. Like I get paid either way. You like me, I like you. Let's just have some fun.
Every qualified presentation contributes to their weekly income, even if it's their grandma or their coach or their friend's mom and dad. As long as the presentation is one-on-one and the customer is over 30 and working, and they get paid even if they don't sell anything. Our representatives schedule their own appointments, so they're in total control of their income. In fact, our pay is often worded base per appointment, which means they earn the minimum of that base amount for every single presentation they do, even if they don't make a sale.
Every time I had a no sale, I was like, all right, that's like more than I ever made skewing ice cream.
Even if you ran into a no sale or a demo didn't go well or something like that, you could always have that in the back of your mind where it's just, well, I still made money,
It also means when people buy stuff, which is more often than not, it means their pay is a lot more exciting. We have representatives that sell thousands of dollars every week and earn hundreds of dollars on a single presentation. Because if they're investing the time to improve and grow and make sales, they deserve to get rewarded for that.
I'd made like 4 sales in a row, and one of them was like really, really big.
It just motivated me to keep selling more Cutco.
I think I made like twice as much as what I would have made in a whole month being a drummer at church.
I'd never like hit really, really big things that actually made me proud. And this made me so proud.
The way our representatives network is by asking our customers for referrals. These are new contacts, new people that the customer thinks should take a look at Cutco. These are the customer's friends, family, neighbors, and coworkers. Their immediate network who are over 30 and eat.
I get a lot more referrals when it's couples because they can bounce ideas off of each other. So if you have both of them there, you're going to get both minds together, and you're going to get double, triple what you would have gotten with just the one.
The most referrals I've ever gotten was from my godmother. She gave me 50 referrals just because she didn't buy anything. And I told her about the sponsor program. So she just gave me 50 names and numbers. So
they just would not stop giving referrals.
Like when I just did what my manager told me to do, I got tons of referrals. Way more than I have.
Schedules. Schedules can be fixed or flexible. Fixed means working similar hours every week. Flexible means they can change week to week. Our representatives can choose to work part-time, days, evenings, afternoons, weekends, or some combo of those. The best part about our program, regardless if they work with us for a career, a year, a season, or a reason, like if they want experience. New team members love our training program. We run training in small groups, in person, whenever possible. We find it's a much better learning experience, as you can imagine. We teach presentation skills, which they practice over and over. They get comfortable and build confidence, and they learn all about the products, which is the fun part. The only catch is that training is unpaid. We expect them to make that investment of their time into us if we're going to invest our resources into them. They get their supplies and the training materials all for free. Sales isn't for everyone, but anybody can be successful at Vector. We look for people who want to get rewarded for a job well done, and we look for people who are looking to get a head start on their future.
What is the best piece of advice you would give to your younger self?
Same thing I did. Just be a salesperson. Sell and learn all you can about business. And then from there, once you know how to sell, you can always start a business.
There's a reason a lot of very successful people got their start in sales. Magnificent careers are born out of humble beginnings, which is why people with sales skills have an unfair advantage. Adam Grant, he's a professor at UPenn, he did a study that proved anyone can learn to sell, regardless of personality. Inc. magazine endorsed us. They said, if you want to learn how to sell, Cutco is a good place to do it.
As a CEO and founder of a global company, if Cutco is on your resume, you've already got my attention.
We always look to hire Vector and Cutco employees.
I look for and hire people that have Vector and Cutco on their resume.
we hire Cutco and Vector alum because they possess desirable and needed skills.
A piece of Cutco is sold every 66 seconds. Every 10 minutes, a Cutco sales representative somewhere in North America is getting another pay raise. They're learning, they're growing, and they're hitting goals. What more can you say to that?
All right. So in the chat box, would love to hear some feedback of just what you picked up from the video and what stood out to you. It doesn't have to be like anything like crazy long, just like, hey, I like that. I like that the schedules are flexible, or just, a couple, like a sentence or less of just what you liked from that initial video there. All right, so what stood out to you from that initial video there? Was one or two things that that you liked? Cool. Like the one-on-one. I also like that you can get paid even if the demo doesn't do well or no sales made. Absolutely. So having the guaranteed base rate there. Awesome to hear that there, Julia. How should talk about the steps of the training? Absolutely. And the reactions to it looks more like looks more personal, helpful. Awesome to hear that there, Deanna, as well. Cool. So let's see. Let me reshare my screen here, and then we'll dive into some specifics, and then we'll wrap up from there. So again, when it comes to the position, our team, they do meet with customers for about 30 to 45 minutes or so. Again, they can either work in person or or online. Okay. Some of our team like solely does like one or the other, but most of our team does some sort of combination of the two, where they're doing like some in person, they're doing some virtually. Whatever works best for them, though, works best for us. However they see fit for them. Now, during the presentation, they walk the customers through the details of like what Cutco is. They go through like the different set packages that we have and different set options, and find out what makes most sense for them based on their cooking and their needs. Okay, and help them place orders. So it's pretty simple there. Most of our customers, by the way, they tend to be exactly who you think they might be: middle-aged moms and dads. Okay, middle-aged homeowners. Okay, that's who Cutco is designed for, product-wise and price range-wise. So a lot of our customers end up being like soccer moms, Lululemon moms, neighborhood families, right? That's who our target audience is your average everyday Mr. and Mrs. Jones. Okay, which is pretty neat. All right. Now, as far as the training goes, we do provide a training for those that are accepted for a position, so no prior experience is needed. And in that training, we do teach Cutco skills as well as like overall life skills as well. So it ends up being a full walkthrough, like a full A through Z of how to do well here in the position. Okay, everything that they need to know. The Cutco skills they learn are things such as like how to do the presentation, to how to connect with customers, and how to enter in orders, and all of that. And then the life skills they learn, these skills, by the way, they're applicable to any industry that somebody eventually gets into, because they're learning things such as time management, goal setting, networking, communication skills, things like that as well, that are really applicable to any industry that somebody wants to do in the future. Okay, so they learn great overall life skills. But that training, by the way, it's typically done over the course of 2 short half days. And we do have an office in Western New York for our training. It's located right in Orchard Park. Okay, so it's in the South Towns Business Center. So this is our office building here. And it's about 4 minutes away from the Bills Stadium. So it's pretty easy to find. And for our representatives, we also do provide a free demo kit for them to use on their presentations as well. And that training has also been taught at 9 different universities across the nation, and has also been highlighted in Forbes magazine, Inc.com, and Business Insider as well. So it's an overall great training that we have. Okay, and like Murray said, after they do finish that initial training, our team, they start off by doing what's called paid practice appointments, where we allow our team to start off practicing with people that they know and people that they're comfortable with. Okay, so this could be mom, this could be Aunt Betty, this could be grandma, really whoever they feel comfortable with. We allow them to practice with them. That way they can practice in that comfortable environment and get feedback from people that know them best as well. Of course, the people that they're practicing with, they obviously they're not like required to buy anything by any means. That'd be a little weird if they're like, hey, you have to buy this set. So they're not required to buy anything by any means. We still pay them regardless of the sale, just for practicing. But if there is something that they see that they like, of course, we'll hook them up with a great family and friends special as well. But like I said, they are paid practice appointments that they do. Okay, as long as those people they show, as long as they're over 30 and working full time, they are paid for. So somebody can do 10 practice appointments, or if somebody can do 100 practice appointments, it's totally up to them. They are all still paid. There's not like a limit on like how many practice appointments they can do. So we've had people before that practice for like the entire summer, which is totally cool. Okay, totally cool with us. Now, obviously, though, people don't have like an unlimited amount of people that they know, right? Most people, they do about 10 to 15 practice appointments. So from there, it's based on referrals. Our team works through referrals. And the average customer, they recommend between 5 to 10 recommendations per appointment. Okay, so their leads list grows pretty quickly. And ultimately, what ends up happening is most of our team, again, they start out with about 10 to 15 people or so, people they know, people they're comfortable with. It could be family members, could be friends, parents, neighbors, coaches, teachers, teammates, parents, really anybody that they feel comfortable with. And what ends up happening, again, they do about 10 to 15 appointments here, so about 10 or 15. And each appointment that they do recommends about 5 people. Okay, so from there, their leads list goes pretty quickly. All right, if somebody does 10 practice appointments, 10 times 5, that means that they're going to have 50 new practice or 50 new potential prospects to go show after that. Okay, and what ends up happening is that they have too many people to call versus not enough, which of course is a positive problem. Having too many people to call than not enough, right? So that's always a positive thing. So, which by the way, this is pretty common in any business when a business first starts, whether it is like a doctor or a lawyer's office or a dentist or a mechanic or a hairstylist or beauty, someone in the beauty industry. Like most of their first clients and customers tend to be people they know and people that people they're familiar with, and then their business spreads from there. Okay, but yeah, like I said, our team starts off with people they know and comfortable with, and then they work through referrals from there. Okay, which we do teach that in training. Now, as far as the pay goes, we do have a 2-part pay program. I'll explain the difference of each again and then show you a couple of examples here. But as we mentioned, we do have a guaranteed base rate or base pay, and that's $30 per appointment. It's not per hour because our appointments don't take an hour. They usually take about 30 to 45 minutes or so, and that's paid regardless of sales. So it is a guaranteed minimum there. Now, the second part to our pay is our commission or incentive program, and this is based on their sales. And the commission levels start off at 10% commission, and they increase all the way up to 30% based on their career sales. And what you'll notice is that as their career sales increase, so do the commission levels, which is pretty cool. And these levels never reset or go backwards either. So once somebody is at, let's say, 20%, they're never going to go back down to 15 or 10%. So they're at 20% until they hit 25%. All right. So for example, we had Jaden on our team. Jaden, he started with us back in May of this past year. Worked hard over the summertime, earned up to 30% commission. And then this fall, he currently attends SUNY Cortland, also plays football there. So a lot of his time during the fall right now is dedicated towards football and school. Okay, so he doesn't have a ton of time to work with us throughout the semester. He didn't really do a ton at all. But what's nice is that over winter break, which I know he's excited about this, is that once the season's over, he's able to pick up right where he left off, right back at 30%, which I know he's pretty pumped about that. So he doesn't have to like restart at 10%, which he likes that. So, which is kind of cool. But now our team, they earn whatever one is higher of the two. So either the base pay or the commission. So they don't earn both. They just earn whatever one is higher of the two, which I'll explain. I'll have some examples here in just a moment. All right. Now, our averages, average numbers, these are for brand new representatives, by the way. Our average closing ratio is 60%, meaning that every 2 out of 3 people are buying something, which is pretty good. So our team is having more sales than not. And our sales can range anywhere from $20 all the way up to $2,000, sometimes even more. But the average order here in Western New York is right about $400. Okay. Customers, by the way, are able to split that up over a couple of months as well if they choose to do so. All right. But a couple examples of our pay here. Example 1, remember we have the base pay and the commission here. In the first example, let's say somebody were to do 5 appointments times $30 for each appointment means that at a minimum, regardless of what they sold, they are guaranteed to make $150. Okay. But using the averages, okay, they'll have 3 sales, $400 for each on average for a total of $1,200. They hit their first pay raise in that time frame for a total of $130. But remember, they earn whatever one is higher of the two. So in this example, they are going to earn the base pay, right? So the $150, which is cool. So they earn the higher of the two. Okay, example 2. Again, same thing, 10 appointments, $30, $300, regardless of what they sold. Again, using the averages, they'll have 6 sales for a total of $2,400. They hit another promotion in there as well for a total of $390. So in the chat box, let me know what one are they going to earn in example 2, the base pay or the commission. So they're going to earn the base pay or the commission. Cool. All right, spot on, Deanna. Awesome. Commission. And just remember, they earn whatever one is higher of the two. Okay, so they're going to earn the $390 in example 2, right? They earn whatever one is higher of the two. So it's And it's not like they have to pick each week either. It's just automatically whatever one is higher of the two. Okay. So last example here, example 3, 15 appointments, $30. That means that at a minimum, they're going to earn $450. And then again, based on the averages, 10 sales, $4,000 for a total of $880. So silly question, would you rather have $450 or would you rather have $880? Obviously $880, right? Again, we pay either whatever one is higher of the two. Now, the other thing I hope you'll notice is that as the commission levels start to increase, so does their pay. Okay, so you can see that they make way more as the commission levels start to increase. In example 3, they almost earn double what they're in the base pay there. But that's a cool thing too, is like as the commission increases, so does the pay. And I'll kind of share a couple examples here real quick. But again, here's the commission chart. Let's take the average order, $400 at 10% commission. That means that they are going to make $40 from that sale. So they're already making more on the commission than they are on the base pay, which is good. But when you compare to what they would make at 30%, they're going to make over $100 for that same size sale for doing the same amount of work, which is pretty cool. So that's kind of like our team goal, whether it takes them 2 weeks or 2 months. Our team's goal is, like our individual representative's goal is to get to the higher percent commission levels sooner rather than later. That way they can either work less and make the same or work the same but make way more. Okay, so it's totally up to them and like what they want to accomplish here with us. Okay, and by the way, our team, they do hit promotions pretty quickly. If you notice, the first promotion level was at $1,000. If you take $1,000 divided by the average order, it typically takes about 3 to 4 average order sales for somebody to hit their first pay raise, first promotion. So most of our team usually hits that within the first couple of days working with us. We've had some people that have hit it within the first day working with us, but we've also had some people that have hit multiple promotions within their first couple of days here as well. We do talk more about like how to do that in training, but just know our team, they hit promotions pretty quickly, which is pretty exciting here. Okay, and then a couple more slides. As far as the schedules go, they're flexible. Our team is able to work as much or as little as they'd like to. So they are in control of their own schedule. And they can work like the same days, same times on a week-to-week basis, or it can change on a week-to-week basis as well, totally up to them. But main thing to know with the schedules is that there's no minimums, maximums, or quotas. Okay, so again, our team can work as much or as little as they'd like to. And as long as someone has a goal that they're working towards and a schedule that they're excited about, then there's no reason that they can't succeed here with us. Okay. With that too, the overall team environment, we have a fun, upbeat environment that we have. Okay, it's very supportive, very fun. We have a culture of growth here as well. So everyone's looking to become the best versions of themselves and grow personally, professionally, and financially here with us. All right. And by the way, real quick, I do want to mention that for our students that are on the call, we do have a cool winter break program that is a short 2 to 6 weeks long. Our students are able to work just kind of part-time around their class, around like their family and holiday obligations that they have going on. So it's a short program they can do for a couple of weeks. If they want to continue on during the semester, they're more than welcome to do that. They can work part-time around classes. We have a lot of students do that. Or if if somebody's like, hey, spring semester, I have sports or I'm taking a lot of classes, I can't do a ton during the semester, but I want to come back over the summer, that's totally fine as well. For those that do start with us over the winter break, they do have a guaranteed spot over the summertime. Not necessarily saying that they have to take it, but it is an option for our individuals that do start during the winter break, which they definitely appreciate. Kind of like Jaden, right? Jaden worked over the summer, didn't do much of anything with us over the fall, but he's coming back over winter break to start right back off. And then we also, of course, have people that work throughout the semester as well. So, but we do have a short winter break work program, and the winter is one of the best times, like after the holidays is one of the best times to be able to start with us, because if you think of it, before Christmas, people are buying gifts for other people. After Christmas, people start buying stuff for themselves. So we sell a ton after the holidays. It's also a lot colder up here in Western New York in January as well. So a lot of people are staying more indoors. They're doing more at-home cooking. They just went through the holidays, so their knives and like their like they probably just butchered their Thanksgiving turkey dinner or their Christmas dinner. It wasn't an enjoyable experience, so it's more top of mind. Cooking is more top of mind for them, and people get money for Christmas, year-end bonuses. things like that as well. So, we do pretty well before the holidays, but after the holidays, our team explodes in sales, and we saw so much during the month of January alone, which is pretty cool. So if it worked out for you, and if it was if all worked out, then just know that you'd be starting at one of the best times of the entire year to be able to start with us here, which is kind of cool. Okay, but just wrapping up, I do want to share with you what's possible. We had a girl, Faith, on our team that started with us a couple years ago. She started in what's called a brand ambassador role with a company. She started in the spring of 2021, and our brand ambassador, they do more work on social media. They help us, advertise the position and help us recruit as well. So she eventually had 12 friends that started with us, which is cool. So she was able to help build the team. And that summer, she wanted to go. She wanted to advance and was like, "Hey, I want to sell. All my friends are selling, and they're crushing it. I want to do that as well." So that summer, we allowed her to sell Cutco. Okay, and she did pretty well. She made an income about $8,000 working pretty part-time, okay, which is pretty cool. And then that following fall and that next summer, she was promoted into a leadership position here with us. She became an assistant manager on our team. And then that next summer, so summer of 2023, she got promoted again into what's called being a branch manager, where just over the summertime, she opened up her own office and ran her own office for the company for a couple months during her summer break, which is pretty cool. Okay, and that's just kind of like what's possible for first and team members, where for you, if it's literally like a 1 or 2 or 3 week position, you make a couple $100 and you get some experience and that's it. Hey, that's awesome. Or if it ends up being multiple years, whether it's throughout college or for a couple of years, like more of a longer term thing as well, then hey, that's also awesome. We like you both, like either way, whether it's a short term thing or a long term thing. Either way, we're definitely fans of. Okay, so. And with that, the last thing here that I want to show you is like what she does now. So now she got her dream job. She moved out to Chicago, where she's a lot closer to her family, and she got a really cool sales job at Bright Edge. And I don't want to say like Cutco is the only reason that she got the job. Faith is awesome; she's a great individual. But as far as like experience goes, like Cutco is the only thing that she did in college. Okay, she didn't have any other jobs. Like Cutco was experience, and that's what she did throughout college. Okay, so like I said, I don't want to say that's the reason, but I'm sure it probably had a factor into it. And that's the other cool thing I'd say as well, is just how the experience looks on a resume. Like I'd say that's the biggest thing. Make some money, get some experience, but just ultimately what it does for your future, that's huge as well. Okay, so I know I covered quite a bit of information over the past 50 minutes, 40, 50 minutes or so. I know there's a lot of information. So what we'll do is we'll transition into the next part of the interview. I'm going to share a couple of different links on the screen. The first link will bring you to, you don't necessarily have to watch it. It's a video that we watched earlier. If you want to review it, you're more than welcome to do so. I'll post that link there on the screen. And then the second link will bring you to our application page, which there will be 3 videos on that. The first 2, again, are a review of like the details of the position. Just make sure to take a look at the third one. It goes into a little bit more about our company culture. And then there's a short application on there as well. So with the application, just make sure that you do give your best effort with that. We're not looking for like 1 or 2 word answers. Just make sure you do give your best effort. And then once we receive your application on our end, our team will take a look over it and we'll reach out to you to schedule your final one-on-one. And what I'll say is, I would not wait to get the application submitted, because what we're doing right now, just with the number of applicants I've had applying, is that we are looking to fill the position on a first applied, first considered basis. So if I were you, I would just get it done as soon as possible. That last video I think is like less than 3 minutes long, and the application shouldn't take too long. So it's like less than 15 minutes in total. I'd just get it done and knock it out of the way as soon as possible. That way you kind of get your spot in line. I would not wait till like the weekend to do it or anything like that. But yeah, super simple, super easy. Again, the first link will bring you to that video we watched earlier. If you want to rewatch it or review it, you're more than welcome to do that. And then the first 2 videos on the application page are also a review. The only video you have to take a look at is the third one, and then complete the application after that. Okay. And like I said, once we receive it, we'll reach out to schedule your final one-on-one. That all, by the way, is just a short phone call. Again, we'll get the chance to connect, make sure all of your questions are answered. We'll have a couple questions, and at that point, we'll decide if it's a good fit for you as well as for us. Okay. So here are the 2 links there. Feel free to take a picture or a screenshot of that slide. That's totally okay to do. And I will also put those links in the chat box. If you want to click right on them, you're more than welcome to do that as well. Okay, so aside from that, though, once you have those 2 links down, you are good to log off. You can go ahead and start working on that last video and the application. And like I said, once we receive your application, we'll reach out to you to schedule your final one-on-one. But aside from that, it's great to finally put a face with a name. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to connect with each of you a little bit further during your final one-on-one. And aside from that, have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you here soon. See ya. All right, so what I'll do now is I'm going to text those 2 links. That way they have them there. And then that'll be that. That'll be that interview there. Just grabbing the text from earlier. By the way, the text is a little different than what I sent you originally. So if you don't have the updated one, just text me to remind me to send it to you. Same concept, but just a little bit different. Different wording. And then last one here. Perfect. All right. And that is that. That is the updated interview as of now.